Shibuya drops the nuclear question right out of the gate, asking if he is the Maria cosplayer. Akiba freezes. His brain screams, "It is over, I am deleted." He realizes he is absolutely cooked. But she isn't mad, she is a stan. She begs for a handshake and a business card like she just met royalty. He tries to cap, thinking, deny everything, but the stuttering makes him look guilty as sin. He defends himself with the mascot theory. He claims the suit is cute, but the guy inside is a total disaster. He tells himself, separate the art from the artist, hoping she buys the logic. Shibuya rejects that mindset immediately. She thinks, this man is a genius, and respects the hustle, the wigs, and the makeup skills way too much. She just wants a buddy to geek out with over idols. Akiba fights back tears. He thinks, finally someone who speaks my language. Realizing he has found a safe space. He agrees to the friendship. She wastes 0 seconds and latches onto his arm like a vice grip. The aggression is real. Now she pushes her luck, wanting him to cosplay Maria again. He hesitates. He thinks. No witnesses, no evidence, claiming he only works solo to avoid cringe photos. She proposes a private session in the club room. He still refuses, thinking it is a trap, so she reaches into her bag to prepare the ultimate bribe. She reveals a limited edition Tora book. It is the holy grail of culture. Akiba looks like he just saw God himself. She teases him with the loot. He thinks, my dignity has a price, and this is it. He folds faster than a lawn chair. Monday afternoon, it is going down. He treats the makeup guide like a bomb defusal manual. One wrong stroke in Shibuya and his reputation gets sent straight to the lobby. 7:46 a.m. She stares at the clock, praying he doesn't flake. I mean, she is officially the only person on Earth excited for a Monday. Monday hits. Shibuya spots her target and launches a sonic boom greeting, completely ignoring the vibe check. She is ready to roll, but Akiba looks like he crawled out of a crypt. Mask on, posture deleted. He tries to tap out, claiming his HP is at absolute 0. Wait a minute, Shibuya is projecting hard. She flashes a thumbs up, but her eyes are spiraling like a loading screen. She is glitching out. She admits she was so hyped she couldn't sleep, so she took a cold bath to cool down. Genius logic. Now she is delirious, insisting the spinning world is a feature, not a bug. The adrenaline crashes. The tears start flowing. She confesses she ruined her chance to meet the ultimate cosplayer because she forgot how to be a human being. System failure. Her legs give out, and she nosedives straight into Akiba's arms. He catches the fumble just in time. Akiba hits the panic button, screaming for a medic like he is in a war zone. Miss Nina slides in to manage the chaos. They turn the lounge into a field hospital. Akiba tries to use this tragedy to skip class, but Nina isn't buying it. She takes the shift, he takes the walk. Miss Nina drops the banhammer before the round even starts. She respects the grind, but she makes it crystal clear. No culture, and absolutely no fan service in the medical bay. Akiba pleads not guilty, but the evidence is looking sus. Shibuya is literally cooking with a fever, yet she is grinning like she just pulled a 0.01% drop rate SSR unit. He pulls up a chair, analyzing the board state. He never calculated this specific route in his strategy guide. 1 minute you are fighting for your life, the next you are playing nurse. Life really does come at you fast. The ice pack is nerfed, doing absolutely 0 damage to her fever. She groans, fighting the lag in her eyelids, trying to figure out why the ceiling tiles are doing a barrel roll. The server freezes. She locks onto the silhouette hovering above her. No words, just an intense, high-stakes staring contest to see who blinks first. But her graphics card is frying. She does not see Akiba. She sees her, that dark-haired vision from the cutscenes. She reaches out, desperate for the lore, whispering the name. Her CPU rejects reality. She knows it is a dream, but she refuses to log out. She would rather crash the system than wake up, fading back into the void. Then, snap back to reality. She screams a name and launches her skull forward like a siege weapon. Boom, critical hit. Akiba tanks the damage, clutching his face while she buffers, totally confused that her waifu is actually a dude in a mask. He ignores the concussion debuff and calls her out immediately. You were dreaming about Maria, were you not? She does not even try to bluff. She is absolutely shook by how high-res that simulation felt. Caught in 4K, panic mode engaged. She dives back under the covers, trying to force quit reality and reload the previous save file. Akiba realizes logic is useless here, so he decides to just go AFK and slack off with her. Respect. The adrenaline crash hits. She makes him promise to let her worship his cosplay gear tomorrow. He agrees to the terms and conditions just so she will finally chill out and regen her HP. It is New Year's Day and the tactical decision is unanimous. Absolute, unadulterated laziness. The mission objective is crystal clear. Stay in bed until the heat death of the universe, or at least until the snacks run out. Shibuya is vibrating on a frequency that shouldn't exist. She storms down the hallway with absolute main character energy. She screams that she has waited her entire life for this moment. Minoru is just trying to survive the morning. Then she drops the bomb. She came early to make preparations. His danger sense instantly spikes. That word never means anything good. She throws open the clubroom door to reveal her masterpiece. It looks like a furniture store exploded inside a tornado. Minoru's brain short-circuits. He stammers, convinced they have been vandalized. The place is a total disaster zone. Shibuya just flashes a chaotic smile that screams trouble. She ignores the mess and demands they get started immediately. Minoru takes a second look and realizes the chaos is calculated. The pile of chairs, the lighting, it is a perfect recreation of the ending to Maria in the ED. He has to admit, the spooky vibe is spot on. Shibuya preens, bragging that she usually works in high-end studios, so downgrading to a classroom was a challenge. Wait, pause. Minoru catches the slip-up and asks if she is a cosplayer. She instantly panics, waving her hands and claiming she just helped out once. Totally sus behavior. Shibuya is out here giving herself a pep talk, rambling about the magic of photography just to keep her heart from exploding. She is trying to convince herself this is art, not just pure fan service. Meanwhile, Minoru is in the trenches fighting for his life. He checks the makeup, adjusts the fit by a millimeter, and stares into the mirror like it is his worst enemy. He is hyper-analyzing every single pixel, about 2 seconds away from hitting the eject button on this whole mission. He opens his mouth to whisper a tactical retreat, but it is too late. Shibuya breaches the perimeter before he can even think about escaping, and there it is, the big reveal. Minoru steps out into the light, and you can practically hear the window shutdown noise in Shibuya's brain. She tries to form words, but the sheer fanboy energy is choking her out. Minoru sees the silence and immediately feels the cringe crawling up his spine. He starts mumbling about backing out, thinking he messed up the cosplay, but the damage is done. Shibuya takes critical emotional damage. Her knees buckle, and she crashes off screen. We have a man down in the studio! She is rolling on the floor, apologizing for literally exploding. Classic Stan behavior right there. She insists she is totally fine just so the shoot can start, but she looks like she just ran a marathon. Minoru asks if she is sure. Big mistake. She erupts into a banshee scream of pure euphoria that probably shattered glass 3 towns over. Minoru looks at her and realizes, yup, she has totally lost the plot. Shibuya reboots after that system crash. She takes a breath to stop the vibrating, then locks in. Game time. She positions Minoru by the window, checking the light angles like a sniper checking wind speed. Gear ready, focus locked. She thinks, if I mess this up, I retire. They hit the scaffolding for dynamic angles. Shibuya asks for a rotation, hunting for the good side. The lens focuses and yikes. Minoru is pulling a face that looks like a constipated gargoyle. Absolutely cursed image. Shibuya thinks, my camera lens might actually crack from looking at that. Shibuya calls the foul instantly. That expression is illegal in 48 states. Minoru cracks, admitting she has zero experience with humans taking her picture. She freezes like a deer in headlights. Shibuya feels the guilt hit. She thinks, I am throwing a level 1 rookie into a raid boss dungeon. I need to chill. New strategy. If the face is the problem, delete the face from the equation. Shibuya orders the Maria ending pose. She micromanages every pixel. Left leg out. Head down on the arms. She tweaks the wig strands for maximum anime accuracy. Minoru tries to speak, but Shibuya shuts it down. You are a prop now. Stop moving. She tells Minoru to close her eyes. Eliminate the visual stimuli. The shutter clicks before Minoru knows the round started. Shibuya isn't satisfied. She dials in the focus, sweating over the composition. Open them! The second those eyes catch the light, she captures the money shot. Got him. She rushes over to show off the loot. Critical hit. The composition is flawless. Minoru stares at the screen, unable to believe that moody girl is actually her. Shibuya breaks down the tech inside her head. The shadows mask the awkwardness and the color grading will carry the rest. She is vibing on her own genius. She leans in, fishing for a compliment. Not so scary now, is it? Minoru feels the confidence buff. Shibuya decides to double down. High risk, high reward. She calls for the direct eye contact shot again. Minoru nods, locks in, and immediately blue screens. The stiffness is back with a vengeance. Shibuya screams at the RNG gods. We were so close to greatness. Shibuya proposes the ultimate exposure therapy, a real-life cosplay event. Minoru hits the brakes. She refuses to be seen walking in there with a civilian. Shibuya digs through her mental inventory. She realizes she actually has a spare outfit at home. It is low effort, no wig or makeup, but technically, it counts. She starts spiraling, imagining a future where they go full hardcore method actors. Minoru cuts the monologue short. She has a confession. She flashes a devious grin. Here's the kicker. She actually owns the matching wig. The trap is sprung. She demands Shibuya suit up for real. We are jumping straight into the deep end. Shibuya has Akiba cornered against the wall, and the request he just dropped is heavy enough to make a grown man sweat bullets. The tension in the room is thick enough to cut with a knife. Akiba goes into full defense mode. He barricades himself behind a room divider, clutching that dress like it is a holy relic that protects him from cringe. He is swearing up and down that he only bought the cosplay for decoration, claiming he just wanted to feel the spiritual pressure of his idol in the room. Yeah, right. Shibuya is not buying a single word of it. He hits him with a stare so deadpan it could curdle milk. He analyzes the sweat on Akiba's brow, cuts right through the excuses, and asks the million-dollar question. He knows full well Akiba has already taken that outfit for a test drive. That is the breaking point. Akiba cracks under the pressure and explodes into a full-blown fanboy meltdown. He admits he wore it to feel like a Scarlet Maiden, but he is screaming that doing it for cosplay is a completely different ballgame. The mental gymnastics here are honestly impressive. Shibuya stands outside, checking the clock like a raid leader, waiting for the cooldown to reset. She knows classes are done. Inside the room, Akiba is stalling harder than a dial-up connection. He screams through the door that he needs 60 more minutes of prep time. Behind the door, Akiba is fighting the final boss of anxiety. His heart hammers against his ribs like a death metal drum solo. Imposter syndrome hits critical levels. He calculates the odds of escape, but they are 0. He cannot back out now, even though every instinct screams to abort the mission. The door opens. Shibuya witnesses the divine. She does not see a classmate. She sees the character Maria in the flesh, radiating pure chaotic energy. Her brain instantly flags this as a legendary discovery. She has to claim it before the normies ruin everything. She screams his name like she just pulled a 0.01% drop rate gacha unit. The transformation is illegal levels of quality. Akiba tries to get philosophical. He argues there is a difference between daily makeup and cosplay. Shibuya shuts that down with a galaxy brain take. Casual makeup is cosplay. A business suit is cosplay. Life is just a server where everyone is role-playing. She demands he fix her face immediately. Akiba switches into pro mode. He leans in close. He analyzes her skin texture like he is inspecting a 4K texture pack for artifacts. He tells her to freeze. That proximity is a fatal error. Shibuya's brain short-circuits from the sheer otaku overload. She spaces out so hard she clips through the map into a different dimension. Akiba has to yell at her because her face is literally melting off. She apologizes and blames it on an otaku seizure. Classic rookie mistake. Shibuya hits the reset button on the vibe check and demands they lock in. It is time to secure the bag, or in this case, the perfect shot. Minoru lags out instantly. She runs a quick diagnostic on her internal hardware because something feels weird. The cosplay armor is actually doing its job. That crippling social anxiety debuff? It has been completely purged from her system like a bad patch update. But then the fangirl instinct kicks in hard. Her idol is literally taking her picture right now. That is a critical hit of wholesomeness straight to the heart. And just like that, Her facial drivers crash. She tries to smile, but she ends up looking like a glitched NPC in a horror game. Shibuya decides to counterattack with a surprise guerrilla photoshoot, caught in 4K, but her agility stat is way too high for this camera. The shutter speed cannot keep up, so every single photo turns into a blurry disaster. Despite the chaos, Minoru has a massive epiphany. She never thought touching grass and playing dress-up could actually be this much fun. And there it is, the money shot. The wind blows, the petals fall, and for 1 second, they are the main characters of a slice-of-life anime. Outside the English department, Ms. Nina is lurking in the hallway like she is infiltrating a black ops site. She is absolutely dying to join the fun inside, but the rules are keeping her locked out like a level 1 noob. She scans the sign, practically green with envy over the party happening without her. But then, she catches the chatter. They are talking about eliminating pests. Nina recoils, terrified she just stumbled into a literal murder dungeon instead of a classroom. Inside the room, Shibuya ambushes Minoru with a smartphone screen to the face. She drops a tactical nuke on the conversation, a cosplay event. She demands they enter together, giving Minoru zero room to escape. Minoru reacts like she just touched a live wire. She screams, "Hell no," absolutely refusing to leave her safe space for the terrifying three-dimensional world outside. She starts spiraling hard. In her head, a public event is literally an enemy camp where she will be hunted for sport. She is sweating bullets, imagining the normies tearing her apart. Shibuya rolls her eyes at the drama. She explains it is just a bunch of otakus with cameras, not a firing squad. She insists it will be fun, but Minoru looks like she is about to be sent to the lobby. Then Shibuya activates her trap card. She looks Minoru dead in the eye and tells her she is a genius who brings idols to life. It is a critical hit to the heart. Minoru is stunned. She never expected that kind of high-tier praise. Her defenses are crumbling faster than a sandcastle in a tsunami. Minoru feels the dopamine hit, but her anxiety fights back. She tries to stall for time. Shibuya ignores the panic completely and taps the screen. Application submitted. Minoru goes catatonic. She just got drafted into the war against her will. Suddenly, heavy footsteps thunder down the hall. The teacher is here. Nina checks the notice, shocked that the resident hermit is actually touching grass. She cannot believe Minoru is voluntarily going outside. And just like that, the trap is sprung. Minoru has been conscripted into the cosplay war. 2 weeks on the clock. Let the chaos begin. Across the city, the hype train has absolutely no brakes. Shibuya is doom-scrolling the event page, her eyes widening as she realizes the roster is absolutely stacked with god-tier heavy hitters. She leans back, letting the gravity of the situation sink in. With icons like Tora Tora showing up, this isn't just a convention anymore. It is a full-blown declaration of war. Inside the van, Akiba is absolutely spiraling. He is clutching his head with both hands like he just realized he left the oven on at home. The man is vibrating with anxiety. Shibuya is right there, trying to talk him off the ledge, but you can tell Akiba is fighting demons right now. He switches up the vibe and thanks Ms. Nina for playing chauffeur on her precious day off. But hold on a second. She is acting a little suspicious about her motives here. She tries to pull the saintly teacher card, claiming she is just here for moral support. Yeah, right. It is hard to buy that speech when she has a husbando body pillow riding shotgun. That is the definition of a shameless trade. She peels out to go fishing. Priorities, people. Now it is just the boys standing on the side of the road, locked in and ready for business. But the second they hit the lobby, Akiba's mental fortitude crumbles faster than a wet cookie. He is on the floor, tears streaming, absolutely terrified of the sheer volume of humans. He thinks, there are too many hitboxes, I cannot dodge them all. Shibuya switches into crisis management mode. He reminds him the heavy makeup is basically a stealth shield. Nobody knows who he is, so nobody can judge him. Akiba realizes, wait, I am actually invisible. Akiba is still convinced he looks like a weirdo, so Shibuya offers a simple solution. If anyone laughs, he will personally send them to the Shadow Realm. Akiba thinks, okay, having a high-level bodyguard is a valid strategy. The receptionist points them to the changing room with a smile, but for Akiba, staring at that open door feels like staring into the abyss. His heart is pounding out of his chest. He tells himself, one step and I am game ended. He forces himself into the locker area, eyes darting around for threats. It is total chaos inside. Suitcases everywhere, people fighting for mirror space, and zero personal bubble. He analyzes the room, desperately looking for a safe corner to camp in. He spots a guy in movie-quality armor and realizes something huge. These strangers are just doing their own thing. The suffocation vanishes, replaced by a strange sense of peace. He thinks they are just NPCs running their own scripts. Shibuya's words echo in his head. You just need a tiny spark of bravery to jump into the deep end. The world is waiting for you to show up. He hypes himself up. Just do it. Stop stalling. He stands alone in the hallway staring down the lockers. He knows he cannot turn back now. He has to take the step or regret it forever. He thinks, if I walk away now, I am absolute trash. His hand trembles as he grips the cold metal of the door handle. The fear is still there, screaming at him to run, but he decides to ignore it. He thinks, full send, and pushes the door open. He steps into the studio, staring down the stage like it is the final boss arena. The vibe shifts instantly. He thinks to himself, this is not just a costume anymore, it is a full-blown commitment. His head is spinning with thoughts of forever and second chances. He navigates the chaos of the set, dodging lights and models like he is weaving through traffic. He is almost lost in the sauce, until he hears his name. Shibuya waves him down, but the NPCs are already staring. They are whispering, "She is cute." Boom. The disguise is lethal. Shibuya shows off her loot, a ladder and a birdcage. Weird flex, but she is hyped. She hits him with the ultimate buff, "Let's have fun." That is the trigger. Minoru locks in. He stands under the Gothic arch, channeling pure elegance. Eyes closed. Rosebud aesthetic. He is absolutely selling the fantasy. The atmosphere is thick. Petals are drifting in the wind. Shibuya is behind the lens, sweating bullets, fighting for her life to capture this level of perfection. No breaks. She drags him to a themed booth. Work it. Minoru does not hesitate. He hits the garden set, posing with the birdcage. Chin rest? Check. Dreamy stare? Double check. He is cooking on high heat. The shoot turns into a vibe session. Shibuya is absolutely glowing, riding that post-work dopamine high. Then the reality check hits. 2 hours. Deleted. Time flies when you are crushing it, but they can't leave yet. She grabs him because she needs one last frame. The closer. The vision is artistic. She points to the stepladder because she wants that bird's eye aesthetic. Minoru freezes. He runs the geometry. Ladder elevation plus that miniskirt equals a direct line of sight to the promised land. He screams for a timeout. Shibuya pauses. She looks back, completely clueless to the fan service trap she just set. She laughs it off, swearing she has countermeasures equipped underneath. Minoru exhales. Safe zone established. Then she decides to prove it. With a quick flip, she flashes the full inventory right there in the library. Zero hesitation. She assumes he is rocking the same setup. Minoru's soul leaves his body. That was definitely not the safety gear he was expecting. Minoru's brain finally buffers and he realizes he forgot something crucial. He spins around with zero spatial awareness and slams right into a pedestrian. He screams like he just stepped on a landmine, total panic mode engaged. But gravity doesn't get the win today. The stranger catches him by the collar with terrifying reflexes before he can kiss the pavement. Minoru is dangling there, sweating bullets, stammering out a pathetic apology while trying to figure out how he is still alive. But then the lag clears and his eyes actually focus. He takes in the drip. The cat ears? Oh, you have got to be kidding me. It is her. The walking armory is back in the server.